Pleased to introduce Monique Byrne and Andy Rogovan, who will come in a minute, also known as Crow's Pasture Duo. That is a banjo guitar romance, and hailing from North Shore of Boston. They've been performing together for 8 years, and they've received numerous awards and produced several CDs, some of which they have available for purchase tonight. Our concert this evening will be in 2 sets with a break in between for refreshments and conversation. So please join me in welcoming Crow's Pasture Duo.
Hi everybody, if I pressed all the right buttons up here, then we'll have a show.
Exciting. Lay me down easy and slow. Always the last one to know. I'm ready, though it doesn't show. So lay me down easy and slow. Well, I was walking alone through fields of green grass and stone. I bought a bag and a bone, wandering through on my own. Then I had made my decision, alone as a sparrow flew high. And I know that I'm ready. My vision is set. I won't let this moment go by. So lay me down easy and slow. Always the last one to know. I'm ready, though it doesn't show. So lay me down easy and slow. Now tell me what I want to hear. I'm tired of doubting and fear. But be gentle, it's been a few years. And a garden watered by tears. The night is calm, don't put out the flame. I'll move as you whisper my name. And I'll follow if you show the way. There's no virtue in patience today. So lay me down easy and slow. Always the last one to know. I'm ready, though it doesn't show. So lay me down easy and slow.
thanks a lot. So we are Crowe's Pasture. I'm Andy. This is Monique. We're going to play some songs tonight that we've written, mostly songs that we've written, and some songs by other people that we'll try to remember to tell you about before we launch into them. And I'll tell you a little bit, we'll both tell you a little bit about ourselves and our families. I was with my mother, who's 95, earlier this summer, and she pulled out a photo album of her family. And we got to see our ancestors, my ancestors and my mom, who came to this country in the late 1880s, early 1890s, came through Ellis Island from Eastern Europe. And it was very moving to see the picture of these people they were young, a young couple with some little kids and one on the way, and then they had a couple more once they got to this country. But to see them pack up everything that they owned into bags they could carry and get on a boat and go for 2 months across the ocean to start life in a new country. It was very inspirational to consider what they went through so that we could have the privilege of being here and being in this country. Great sacrifice to them. And yeah, that's not dissimilar to what's going on, what has gone on in this country anyway, since inception, and still goes on today.
Let's sing about it.
Oh yeah, sorry. We're here to sing, not talk. I forgot.
Raise your hand if you are not an immigrant. Or are your roots across the sea? Were your folks seeking opportunity? Or was it more a need to flee? Ask your dad, ask your mom, ask your grandmama where you got that family name. They may have been here for 2 centuries, but they still came here just the same. And when they came, who welcomed them? How high was the wall? And how sweet was the liberty in this land for one and all? Raise your hand if you are not an immigrant. If your people were the first ones here, before your land was stolen, and you walked the trail of tears. Ask your dad, ask your mom, ask your grandmama where you got that family name. They may have come here on the Mayflower, but they still came here just the same. When they came, who welcomed them? How high was the wall? How sweet was the liberty in this land for one and all? In this land for one and all.
So I had to go into the hospital for some minor knee surgery a couple of years ago, and as part of the prep, they were going to give me general anesthesia, and so they started telling me about all the risk factors. And stupidly, I listened to them and got very stressed out about it. And I thought, oh my gosh, what if I go in for this and I don't wake up and get to see Monique's beautiful face and do everything we've got planned? And it was a little terrifying, so I processed by writing this song. It's called Don't Blink.
Who knows where I was going to when I first laid eyes on you? It didn't matter anymore to me. I didn't know what I could do to cross the line in front of you, to see if you'd take a chance on me. Now I'm floating above the ground. Quiet humming is the only sound. My heart beats slowly, I can feel it pound. Too fast. I have a feeling this ain't gonna last. I won't blink, 'cause I can tell. If I blink, I'm gonna break the spell.
honored to be here. This is a really beautiful church. And we were reading some of the history downstairs in the green room, and wow.
It's called the Sharp Room. It's
Sharp
only a green room tonight for us. It's the Sharp Room, although apparently it's also the Zumba changing room.
It wasn't the Zumba change
Or something.
room, that's
Yeah,
what it is.
that's
That's
it.
right.
It's not as...
It's not
it's
while we
okay.
were there. There was a Zumba class when we got here. And we thought, this will be interesting.
So I want to tell you about our kids for a second. We have two kids. They're 19 and 22. And they're so adorable. Well, not really. They were.
Once.
And as we were bringing them up, we wanted to show them all the cultural stuff and the different experiences. So we brought them to New York City to go show and see the city. And then we brought them up to the White Mountains to go hiking up there and get some of that. And brought them to the Cape, to the beach. And as soon as the youngest one got his license in a car, he could go on his own where he wanted. He went to none of those places. He went out to Montana, where we knew nothing about Montana. Had never been there.
Spent the whole summer there without him.
Yeah. So he sent back pictures of it. Based on the pictures, it was beautiful. The big sky and all of that. So we wrote this song inspired by the pictures. And then when we got to go out there to visit him, actually played him the song. And some of you are probably musicians. When you play a song for your kid, they're usually like, stop! But we played it and then nervously looked for his reaction. And he said, yeah, it's true.
Big old thumbs up.
All right.
Take me one day downtown. I'd like to take a look around. Please don't ask me to stay. I'm glad to see the sights for a day. You know what I always say. The pace is fast and the buildings are high, but please give me my own Montana style. The ocean sparkles when the sun shines. Sand in my toes, it feels fine. Please don't ask me to stay. I'd love to ride the waves for a day. But you know what I always say. You can keep your beaches hot and dry. Just give me my own Montana style. Rivers running high the end of June. Valleys stretching out beneath the moon. Snow-capped mountains fill my view. The endless prairie rolling through. The air is clear, the horizon is wide. Just give me my own Montana sky. Forest grow thick and deep. Then I'm near the Colorado peak. Please don't ask me to stay. I'm glad to see the slopes for a day.
true for you as well? All right. So we're going to play a song now by a singer-songwriter named Jason Isbell. And when I listen to singer-songwriters, I always want to pick up something from what they're doing. Usually something from what they're doing. Sometimes something not to do, but 99% of the time. And for him, I don't know, you guys familiar with Jason Isbell? Okay, just a few people. He is one of the most honest and vulnerable writers of lyrics. And so the challenge that he's given, he doesn't know he's giving me this challenge, but the challenge for me watching him and listening to his stuff is to, as a songwriter and as a performer, to try to not be afraid to be vulnerable and of course to be honest. Anyway, not that that's all in this next song, but I'm going to play we're going to play together a Jason Isbell song that we just started playing. It's called Cover Me Up.
Great.
You good?
Heart on the run, keeps a hand on the gun, can't trust anyone.
You were so sharp, but you needed was more. Tried to shoot out the sun.
The days when we raged, we flew off the page, such damage was done. But I made it through, with somebody new. I was meant for someone. So girl, leave your boots by the bed. We're leaving this room. Till someone needs medical help or the magnolias bloom. It's cold in this house and I ain't going out to chop wood. So cover me up and know you're enough to use me for good. I'll put your faith to the test when I tore off your dress, your Richmond on high.
You sobered up, you swore off that stuff forever this time.
And the old mother seen, I thought it would be me who helped him get home. But home was a dream, one that I'd never seen till you came along. So don't leave your boots by the bed, we ain't leaving this room. The Percy freeze breaks open wide and a river runs through. And carries its on its soul like a piece of driftwood. So cover me up, I know you're enough to use me for good. So girl, leave your boots by the bed, we ain't leaving this room. So someone needs medical help or the magnolias bloom. It's cold in this house and I ain't going out to chop wood. So cover me up, you know you're enough to use me for good. So cover me up, you know you're enough to use me for good.
my family comes from Peru, in South America. My dad comes from a town called Barranco. It's on the water. It's really technically part of Lima. It's a beautiful town where we still have a lot of family. And my dad came here in the 60s to Florida and raised 3 girls. I'm the last one. And he loved this country. We all grew up here and loved it. But I just noticed throughout my life that he was always very loyal to Peru. He would go back there. He was a doctor, and he'd bring medications, and he'd see patients there, and he would, every summer, and we'd spend all of our summers there, him bringing medications to his family and to patients, and just always thinking about the people in Peru. So when he did pass away about 4 or 5 years ago, it just felt like a joyful and just true moment to bring him back home for me and my mom. And that inspired this song called Barranco.
Left Barranco in '63, 64, you followed me. In love, change, and misery.
much. We are very happy and proud that that song won an award from the International Americana Music Awards. It won for 2024 Best Country/Bluegrass Song, which is pretty funny because it's not country or bluegrass. But you know, any awards.
That's why it stood out in the category so much.
I've never heard anything like
Someone
it.
asked the judges, tell us your most outstanding song. They thought one that stood out the most.
I mean, I'll take it. I'm not going to reject it.
So, one more thing about those kids I was telling you about. So, they both were very adorable, as I said, when they were little, and then they began to get increasingly unpleasant as they got to the end of high school. And the summer before they went off, they each went off to college eventually. The summer before they went off, they were really hard to live with, hard to share a house with. And I don't know if any of you have experienced that with your little angels, but it's...
Anybody?
There's a few terms for it. One of them is the soiling the nest, apparently. I did not make that up. Anyway, but the good news is, for our two, as soon as they left, they left and came back. They were changed men, like immediately. In one case, it was 2 weeks. He went for 2 weeks, then we saw him and he came back in, and he was polite and thoughtful and appreciative. Like, who is this guy?
Thanksgiving coming, and some of you having kids coming home from college, you have some good news to hope for here.
Yeah, and it hasn't worn off yet. Maybe slowly, but it hasn't worn off.
Yeah, a little bit over the summer that it wears off.
Yeah, that's why we sent him to Montana. Anyway, so this song is called Art to Plan.
You notice the moon in the late afternoon as autumn has started to fade. The colors around are turning to brown, and you're wishing the summer had stayed. Wishing the summer had stayed. Now autumn is starting to fade. There was the first you raised a son, and you taught him to run as long and as fast as he can. But you still were surprised when you opened your eyes to see him return as a man. Wasn't it part of the plan? To see him return as a man. And there was the first with his creative burst, amazing as only he can. But you still were surprised when you opened your eyes and he too returned as a man. Wasn't it part of the plan?
vinyl, and we have a great policy that if you buy something and take it home and you don't like it, you can send it back to us and we'll send you something we don't like. Works every time. This is, we're going to finish this set with the Bob Dylan song that I bet some of you have heard of him.
But you You're gonna have to serve somebody. You're gonna have to serve somebody.
Some more songs after.
The fire inside that burns so bright begins to grow faded. Can be hard to see the ground on which you stand. Though you may not be afraid of walking in the darkness, you will feel like a stranger in this land. You can try to carve a faith out of your own, but a broken spirit may dry out the bone, and the edges of the night may cause you sorrow. You know I may not be around this time tomorrow, but I'll always be with you. Yeah, I'll always be with you. When the hope that you hold tightly to is all but vanished, and there are no words of comfort to be found, you will know what it means to be lost and without love. May you fight to kill that deafening sound. But our holy dreams of yesterday are gone. They still haunt us like the ghosts of Babylon. And the breaking of the day might bring you sorrow. You know I may not be around this time tomorrow, but I'll always be with you. I'll always be with you. You can try to carve a faith out of your own, but a broken spirit may dry out the bone, and the edges of the night may cause you sorrow. You know I may not be around this time tomorrow, but our holy dreams of yesterday are gone. They still haunt us like the ghosts of Babylon, and the breaking of the day might bring you sorrow. You know I may not be around this time tomorrow, but I'll always be with you. I'll always be with you. I'll always be with you.
So that was a song written by Brandy Carlisle. Called This Time Tomorrow.
Do you guys know Brandy Carlisle? All right.
Some, yes. Some.
Yeah. So Angie and I formed a chorus in Newton. We used to live in Newton, called the Newton Family Singers. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of us, but It's 80 people now. It's been 15 years. Our kids grew up on stage doing solos and singing folk songs. It's been truly an amazing way to grow up for them and for us to grow up as parents. And we started off doing a lot of very folky Pete Seeger and Woody Guthrie type music, and as the years progressed, we started to do more contemporary. Randy Carlisle was on the program last year, so that song, we discovered that song from that program and just fell in love with it.
So sometimes when we look at our kids now, the rest of the world sees these young men with their mustache. We still see them like the little 6-year-old, 4-year-old that they were when we started doing the family chorus.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. Sometimes you look at somebody and you don't see them at their age. You see them at different age. Monique looks at me when I'm bringing in all the equipment and thinks I'm like a 90-year-old man. But this song is called "You at Every Age."
Not denying it. I see all your ages at one time. The child you left behind, and I see the wisdom as you age. I see you at every stage. I see you at every stage. I'm looking at the stars from long ago, shining in the sky, but don't you know? Maybe the star I'm wishing on tonight no longer sends its light. So I close my eyes and I can see beyond the scene in front of me, an echo from the world that's yet to be. Ooh, I close my eyes so I can see. Well, I hear a whisper in the wind, sometimes a howl from within, and I don't always understand. So I'm listening as hard as I can. Listening as hard as I can. I see all your ages at one time, following an unbroken line. I've memorized your book in every page. I see you at every age. I see you at every age. I see you at every age.
So you may have noticed that there are some divides in this country, politically, socially. But as we've had the opportunity to travel around and play for different audiences in different parts of the country, we've been struck by how much people really have in common. They come to our shows, they listen to most of our songs, and they feel the same sort of stuff about their lives and about their families and about their future. They have the same, ultimately the same sort of aspirations. And so I think it's important as we move into this next period of uncertainty that we make sure we stay focused on the stuff that we have as human beings in common, because there's far more of that than the stuff that we actually disagree on. So we're trouble these days. So anyway, this song is sort of about that.
I see a baby alone in the street.
I think we're gonna start that over again, because
We mixed up two verses.
I did. That was gonna be a very
That was going to be an interesting verse.
I don't know what was gonna happen to that baby. He was in the street. Not what was supposed to happen to that baby.
You know, I got to level with you. When you're a solo act and you make mistakes, you just keep going, you fake it, leave out a verse, play a wrong chord, you pretend it's on purpose. When you're in a duo, there's no getting away with anything.
What's gonna happen to that?
I don't know.
Okay, I gotta get on this. Okay. Now I
This is a very serious song. I'm sorry to begin it that way.
I saw a baby looking up at his mom. She saw another hungry mouth to feed. The paycheck is monthly, but in 3 weeks it's gone. No, there must be something we can all agree on. They're learning the language, not as fast as their kids. But they'll do any work, those jobs you never did. But you think they should leave and that they don't belong. There sure must be something we can all agree on. I see a stranger alone in the street. You see a danger and you quickly retreat. But he fought for you in a swamp near Saigon. I wish there was something we could all agree on. You think that you made it, that's why it's all yours. The path, it wasn't easy, but you had open doors. Well, luck ain't a matter of weak or of strong. We gotta find something we can all agree on. Gotta find something we can all agree on.
Thank you so much. We haven't asked you guys if you have any questions for us yet. This is the question and answer period. So please, don't be shy. We'll answer almost anything.
Yes.
How'd you pick your name?
Okay, good question. So, the Crowe's Pasture is a salt marsh on Cape Cod in East Dennis. I don't know if you have any of you...
These guys have been everywhere, so don't even
I've
ask.
been to Montana. I hope you've been to East Dennis. But anyway, on the bayside, like a lot of the bayside beaches on the Cape, when the tide goes out, it goes out a long way. And at Crowe's Pasture on the East Dennis and Brewster border, it goes out just about a mile at low tide. So it exposes this huge, vast expanse of beach twice a day and then covers it back up. And people can go out there and you play when you're a kid, or you drive your bike, or you bring your car out there, and it all just gets remade and starts fresh twice a day. So we thought that was kind of cool. So we didn't have a name, we didn't have a better idea, so that was the winner.
Any other questions?
Do you have any other musicians in your family, in your past? Or is this
Not in our immediate families. I've learned later that there's a lot of music in my older generations, like famous Peruvian singer and who is in Brazil, I guess, but not in our, not like parents or anything.
Well, my brother, can I give my brother a plug?
Oh, that's right. You have
My
a
brother's a very unusual guy. He's a bluegrass accordion player.
That's why I forgot about him. Accordions are like the only instrument less respected in the banjo, so I'm allowed to forget about him.
But anyway, yeah, he plays around a lot locally and at festivals all throughout New England. He's played with us a couple times.
Yeah, he's on one of our albums.
And one of our kids played the fiddle and then gave it up.
Oh, I know. That's what we do every time we think about it. He'll come back.
So during the pandemic, you guys remember the pandemic? We stayed home and wrote some songs. And like many songwriters do, we wrote about what was going on in the world and in our lives. And so actually a bunch of songs. And we're not going to play any of them ever again. Yeah.
Thank you, he says.
But there's one that sort of
Except one.
survived. This song is called Caregiver. That's what it's called. And because we noticed that during the pandemic, it was really important just to pay attention to all these stories of people who were sacrificing so much to take care of other people. But then you look around, you don't need a pandemic to see that. It's happening everywhere. It's happening, all the time. And so, if you live long enough, you probably get to be a caretaker and then a takee. So, yeah.
Caregiver.
Caregiver, did I get it wrong?
It's a caretaker. That sounds like for an animal.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Am I crazy? I think.
Okay. You left the baby in the street. What are you talking about?
Forget about that.
Was it a moment, a sudden embrace? Was it a life behind. But tonight, you're here with me. Can he feel your touch? Can he hear your voice? Doesn't ask for much, doesn't have a choice. Hang on. Who cares? Who will care for the caregiver when the day is done? You've done all you can do. Who will care for you?
Well, thank you.
We did that song once with and there was a man there with his adult children, and at the end of the song, I guess it may have even been during the song, we said, "Who will care for you?" And he said, "No one!" And he looked at his kids. Yeah, we feel him now.
So this next song is sort of a relationship song, and those of you who've been lucky enough to be in long-term relationship with somebody, you know how it's always perfectly smooth sailing. There's never a hiccup, never, right? This song is called Diamonds, and it just seemed to fit in the song. But as I've been thinking about, diamonds really make sense because they're beautiful and they're valuable and they're expensive sometimes.
Where are you going with this?
And they're durable, but it can be very hard. I think I should just do the song. Are you?
Sometimes you make me feel like I'm a star. Sometimes you make me feel like I've come so far. Sometimes you make me think that I really got it made. But the day I met you was the start of something great, something great. 'Cause when I look into your eyes, I see diamonds. Oh, it comes as no surprise. It just defines us. Sometimes you are my rock, sometimes a flower. You know, you can make me weak with all your power. But a flower can be crushed finds out. When I look into your eyes, I see diamonds. Oh, there comes as no surprise. It just defines us.
So we've got a couple more songs. And what do we like to play next? We were looking for a Christmas song to put on a Christmas album that we were asked to participate in. Everybody contributes a song. And so we were looking around for something that would be appropriate for a Christmas album. And we found something that has nothing to do with Christmas, apparently.
We thought it did because it had the word Ebenezer in it. I mean, that Christmas word.
Like Ebenezer Scrooge yet tonight? No, that's not what that is. Anyway, we hit upon this song that some of you may be familiar with from a lot of people sang it in church from time to time, either growing up or currently. And yeah, we like it, and we chose it because it's a song about gratitude for our blessings. And no matter how things are going, we always have lots of blessings if we think about it and focus on them. And it's also about sometimes wandering off a path and returning and having some help with the return. So we really like this song, even though it has nothing to do with Christmas.
That was a weird opening.
Come the fount of every blessing, tune my heart to sing my praise. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me some
All right, so we've got one more song we're going to play. It's a wonderful song by a songwriter named Mary Gaucher. Any Mary Gaucher fans out here? Not enough. Not you. Mary Gaucher is a great singer-songwriter. She lived in Cambridge for a while. I think she's from down south from New Orleans originally. Probably living in Nashville now with all the other great songwriters. But she wrote this song, it's called Mercy Now. She wrote it in 2005 because with what was going on at that time in the Middle East, she felt the world couldn't get any worse and we needed some mercy. But she's still singing the song, and so are we. When he finishes tuning, any other questions? This is your last chance. Yes. How did we meet? Aha. So Monique and I met in the corporate world. We were both working as lawyers and not musicians. We weren't even playing any music. We fell in love and got married and had children, all without playing any music. And when the kids were little, they were, I think, 2 and 5 one day, and they were in bunk beds, and I was playing a song, because we both had played individually. And when he came in and started singing the little harmony part on top of the song, and they fell asleep, and we went out, and we were like, we should do some more of that. And so that's where it all came from. That was, that was like 15 years ago or something.
And that led to the chorus, and then us playing together in a bigger band, and then ditching everybody, and now we're just the two of us.
I'd like to say that I found her panhandling on the streets of Nashville, and I rescued her. Okay, anything else to say?
You said it.
All right.
So thank you so much for having us.
I think there's another question.
Oh, another question. Great.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between your two banjos?
Oh, good question. So that banjo is tuned down to an F, an open F, which if you had to hear me tune this one down every string, you definitely kick me out. So I brought the extra banjo just for that one song, because it was a request from a very important person who's here tonight, a very close friend. So that is the difference. Otherwise, they were exactly the same: 5-string clawhammer banjos, open backs. If you didn't notice, this is an open back, meaning there's no resonator, which makes this different from like a bluegrass style banjo, which you use these picks, which I use picks occasionally, but not that much.
All right. Anything else?
We just want to say again. Well, first, we have the merchandise, and we do have an email list. We'd love for you to join it, and that way we can tell you if we're in your area. We don't send a lot of emails, just like once a month, and if we have a special show coming up. And thank you again for having us. Thank you, Bill, for you saw us.
Thank you very much.
Oh, of course. Thank you for setting this up, and thank you to Steve, it's been amazing. And thank you to Reverend Mark.
Yes.
Did I get that right? Yay! So thank you. It's a wonderful, wonderful building, and obviously a beautiful community. My father could use a little mercy now. Fruits of his labor fall and rot slowly on the ground. His work is almost over, it won't be long, he won't be around. I love my father, he could use some mercy now.
My brother could use a little mercy now. He's a stranger to freedom. He's shackled to his fear and his doubt.
in my country could use a little mercy now, lest they sink into a poison pit. It's gonna take forever to climb out. They carry the weight of the faithful who follow them down. I love my country, it could use some mercy now. Every living thing could use a little mercy now. Only the hand of grace can end this race towards another mushroom cloud. The people in power, they'll do anything to keep their crown. Love life and life itself could use some mercy now. Yeah, we all could use a little mercy now. I know we don't deserve it, but we need it anyhow. We hang in the balance, dangle between hell and hallowed ground. And every single one of us could use some mercy now. Every single one of us could use some mercy now. Every single one of us could use some mercy now.
Thank you so much. Yes, we know another song. We know one more song.
Where's President?
Well, we gotta tune the banjo. Uh-oh. You need another banjo. You need more banjo. We brought 5 or 6 banjos. We'd be all set. So this is just a fun song that we wrote, and it's called "Get Well, the Getting Is Good." Who can argue with that advice?